Welcome to the Superfast TouchDesigner tutorial series. In this tutorial, today we build a Cymatics system. We use an LFO CHOP pulse to cleanly reset a feedback pop loop. 500,000 points from a point generator pop flow into a GLSL pop compute shader. Driven by constant CHOP math logic. By the way, you can download this exact finished file directly from my Patreon, if you would rather just experiment with the final result right away. Perfect. Let's take a look at the network structure. Chapter 1. Overview. Alright, here is the physical build for this Cymatics visualizer, starting with a massive volume of points that we instantly flatten out using a transform pop to create a dense 2D emission surface. We then push this particle cloud through a complex displacement structure using custom GLSL script to mathematically warp their positions based on specific frequency and jitter variables. Then, we add continuous abstract movement to the entire structure using a low-amplitude noise pop before sending it over to the final render stage. Everything is combined using high dynamic range 32-bit formatting in a render top to ensure the bright particle sprites blend seamlessly without clipping. And speaking of blending, if you want to speed up your learning with beginner courses or try getting feedback on your own patches, you should join over 400 students in my school community below. So let's jump into the tutorial. Chapter 2, Network. For the main controls, we are using an LFO CHOP sent to a CHOP execute. This Python script automates values for the simulation. Upon detecting the exact LFO pulse, it generates 3 random values, N, M, L, and injects them into the constant operator. This alters the base equation, allowing the system to create an entirely new visual pattern on every reset. All the data comes into this constant CHOP that we will use to drive the simulation. And hey, if you find this network interesting, but maybe do not want to build it all from scratch, you can just grab the finished project file on my Patreon. There are over 7,000 subscribers there who get access to all my project files, custom TouchDesigner plugins, and some free VJ packs. If you prefer to just jump straight in and experiment, the link for that is also in the description. Moving on to the visuals. Bring down a point generator pop. Set the shape to box. Change the number of points to 500,000. Set the distribution to surface. And change the seed to 2.5. Finally, adjust the size in X to 2. Connect this into a transform pop. Change the scale Z to 0.1. This flattens our emission surface. Connect the transform pop to a feedback pop. For the start parameter, we are going to reference the channel from the LFO's null. We reference the null CHOP channel here, so that every time the LFO pulses, we reset the feedback loop, giving us a fresh start for our particle displacement. Connect the feedback to a GLSL pop. In the parameters, set the output attributes to P. Now go to the vectors page. We need to pass all our CHOP data here. Set the vector names to all our constants N, M, L, step size, damping jitter, and node snap. For the values, reference the constant CHOP for each one. By the way, if you are enjoying this and want to learn a bit more about TouchDesigner, you are always welcome to join my school community. We have over 400 students learning together right now. It is a great place to find beginner courses, get feedback on your project files, and just network with other creators. If that sounds helpful to you, I will leave the link down in the description. Now, let's review the GLSL script in detail. I am developing this app for designers who are new to coding, so let me explain this GLSL code using this tool. Parameters and constraints. We start by defining PI and several uniform variables. In a GLSL top or geometry shader, these uniforms allow us to pass real-time parameters from the TouchDesigner interface into the code. We also set some constant boundaries to keep our particles contained within a specific square area. Pseudo-random generators. Since GLSL doesn't have a built-in random function, we use a hash function. It uses high-frequency sine waves and the fract fractional part function to create pseudo-random values. The second function creates a vector, vec2, so we can move points in random 2D directions. Chladni physics functions. This is the mathematical core of the effect. The Chladni function calculates the resonance value at any given coordinate. The Chladni grad function calculates the gradient, which is a vector pointing towards the direction of steepest change. In TouchDesigner terms, this is like finding the slope of a top image to decide where a particle should slide. Fetching particle data. In the main function, we use TouchDesigner specific functions like tdindex and tdin_p. These are part of the compute shader or vertex shader workflow, allowing the code to identify which individual particle it is currently processing and grab its current x, y, z position. Calculating movement force. Here we calculate the movement logic. We normalize the gradient so the particle doesn't teleport too far. The sign function determines if the particle is in a positive or negative zone, moving it toward the zero line, the nodal line. We use smooth step to create a soft detection range for when a particle is getting close to its destination. Jitter and boundary constraints. Finally, we apply a jitter to keep the particles looking organic. We use clamp to ensure points never leave the defined box. The position is updated and written back to the output buffer using the p-optor-butter syntax, which in TouchDesigner tells the GPU where this particle should be in the next frame. Connect the GLSL pop into a null pop. From there, connect it into a noise pop. Change the period to 0 and the amplitude to 0.001. Under the Transform tab, set Translate 4D to abs time.seconds to keep the noise animating constantly. Now we need to add this noise to the feedback's target pop input to close the loop. Next, connect the noise pop to a new null pop. Now we render. Connect the final null pop to a geometry comp. Drop in a point sprite mat and drag it onto the geometry comp to assign it to the material parameter. Bring down a camera comp to view our particles. We are changing the projection to orthographic and setting the ortho width to 1.49. Finally, add a render top. For the background color, adjust alpha set to 1. Set the resolution to 1280 by 1280. Change the pixel format to RGBA32 float. We change the pixel format to RGBA32 float to give our render massive dynamic range, letting the particles blend and accumulate with perfect mathematical precision without clipping. Connect the render top to a null top and name it BG. Simple as that. Cymatics using a GLSL based on a Chladni system. I hope you've successfully completed this tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments.